The last topic of this chapter is the sense of collective belonging. Nationalism, as we know, spread when people feel common among themselves. This happened when they believed that they belong to the same nation. But here a question arises, that is, how the people from different communities who have different beliefs, languages, and culture will come together to make the idea of nation a reality. The sense of collective belonging came due to some reasons like the united struggle or the cultural processes through which nationalism captured people's imagination, history and fiction, folk songs and folk dance, popular prints and symbols, which plays a vital role in making the nationalism. The identity of nation is generally symbolized in a form of figure or image. This helps in creating an image with which people can relate. So, in the 20th century, as the nationalism was growing in our country, the identity of Indian came to be visualized as Bharat Mata. And it was created by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, and he created the image through his poem Vande Mataram. He wrote this poem in 1870, in which he wrote a hymn for his motherland. Later, this poem was added in his novel Anand Math and was widely sung during the Swadeshi movement in Bengal. Even Abhindranath Tagore painted the image of Bharat Mata, and he painted as it looks calm, divine and spiritual. So in upcoming years, Bharat Mata was painted into different forms. Different artists painted her in their own way. The painting was circulated in popular prints. Soon the devotion to the mother figure came to be seen as the evidence of one's nationalism. The idea of nationalism also developed through the Indian folklore. During the late 19th century, many nationalists began the collection of various folk songs, folk tales, and that was sung in various villages across India. They did this in order to preserve their folk tradition, which was the original culture of India, which was damaged by the outsiders. In Bengal, Rabindranath Tagore began collecting ballads, nursery rhymes, and myths, whereas in Madras, Natesh Sastry published a 4-volume collection of Tamil folk tales. Both of them were of the view that the folklore is the true demonstration of people's real thought and characteristics. The national movement developed in various parts of India, and the various nationalist leaders chose symbols or icons to generate the feeling of nationalism and unification among the Indians. During the Swadeshi movement in Bengal, a tricolor flag, that is, red, green, and yellow, was designed. The flag had 8 lotuses which represented the 8 provinces of British India. It also has a crescent moon that was used to represent the Hindus and Muslims. Even Gandhiji also designed a Swaraj flag. His flag was also tricolor, having red, green, and white, with a spinning wheel in its center. The spinning wheel represented the Gandhi's idea of self-help, or during these days, carrying a flag during the protest or march symbolized the resistance against the British rule. Another idea which was used to create the feeling of the nationalism was our own past, which means our history. Many of the Indians began feeling that to instill a sense of pride in the nation, Indian history had to be thought about differently. So as we all know that Britishers saw Indians as backward and unable to govern themselves. So for this, various writers started writing about the glorious Indian past. They wrote about the development that took place in the past in various categories such as architecture, science, mathematics, religion, culture, law, philosophy, craft, and trade. They explained how glorious past declined with the upcoming time of the colonial rule in our country. The writers struggled in order to bring back the glory of our nation and to end the oppressive British rule in India. The various efforts made to unify people were also somehow got connected with the controversies. It was because when the past was glorified, it was connected with the Hinduism. Therefore, the people from other communities felt left out. To conclude this chapter, we can say that at last, a growing outrage towards the oppressive rule of the colonial government was the main reason that brought all the people of India together for a common struggle for freedom in the first half of the 20th century. The Congress under Mahatma Gandhi tried to channelize the problem of the people into the organized movement for independence. And with the help of these movements, he tried to foster national unity among the Indians. But as we have learnt in this chapter, that various groups joined the struggle with their own perception and aspiration. So a situation of difference between these groups arises. Congress made several attempts to keep this group together, but there was such time when the differences grew so strong that it became difficult for the Congress to keep this group together. So here we can say that it was a time when a new nation was emerging with the various people demanding freedom from British rule.